of Research at the McGregor Company. Today I'm out in Athena, Oregon, our winter wheat variety trial. It's looking really good, so I'm pretty excited. We have seed treats, variety trials, some in-furrow starters, and then I also have a chunk of this plot set up to do some flag leaf and foliar nutrition trials. The grower, the cooperator that we have at this location, they tend to be very high fertility. We have hit over 140 bushels at this location 3 of 4 years. So it's really fun to see what these varieties really have to offer. I'm going to walk you through the variety trial real quick. I'm going to do the second rep just because the first rep has some winter damage. But overall, this plot looks really nice. We're at stem elongation on the earlier varieties, the kind of, I don't want to say more adapted, but the AgriPro, the WSU lines, they're the later lines. They're not in stem elongation yet, so they're calling for freezing temperatures all next week. It'll be pretty interesting to see how these varieties, those really early varieties that the breeders tend to select for nowadays, how they handle that kind of frost event. We're going to start off in our red wheats. This is LCS Rocket, and what I wanted to show here is the winter damage. So this variety is pretty winter tender. That's the reason we want to keep it south. It's adapted to this environment. It's really early, already in stem elongation, but you can see that winter tenderness when you really get down and start looking at this variety. We're going to move on to LCS Jet. And Jet has a similar characteristic where it really shows that winter damage. So when you look down at those yellow leaves, you see this to the point where I can pretty much tell what fields are Jet and which fields aren't. It isn't herbicide damage. It's winter damage. Doesn't seem to slow it down a whole lot. Moving on to WSU's Scorpio, a new hard red out of Wazoo. WB4303 is this line. It's generally pretty big and vigorous in the spring. Interesting, that yellow plot behind it is LCS Ghost, a super high yielding variety that tends to show quite a bit of winter damage. AP Red Eye, new variety from AgriPro. I've heard it's going to be dropped on quality issues, which is unfortunate. It really isn't showing any winter damage here. It looks really nice. It's one of the, I've been scoring it a 2 on the spring vigor throughout all of our locations so far. Experimental from AgriPro in pound 20. Experimental from AgriPro in pound 02. A new soft white out of U of I called VI Bulldog. So far, it's looking really nice. Hardly any winter damage. Very strong emergence score. Moving on to SY Dayton. LCS Shine. More adapted to the Highway 2 environment. Earlier line, or later line, that's why it's not in stem elongation at this particular location. Impress looks awesome at this location. It's known for its vigor and speed of emergence. This is Iliad. SY Ovation. And this big line is LCS Ghost. So that was the line that showed all the winter damage up front. It is in stem elongation, a really early variety, so you can see that winter damage. By far the earliest variety as far as what I'm seeing in growth stage across this location. Next variety is Norwest Tandem. I normally scored about a 4 in these emergent settings, but it looks, I'm scoring it a 3 today. It looks really nice at this location and typically a top yielder at this location. Nixon, newer variety out of OSU. LCS Hulk out of Lima Grain, positioned for the intermediate to low rainfall. New variety from McGregor's in Midas. This variety is also fairly early. If you look at it, it is in stem elongation. It is super tall. It has looked awesome this spring. Pretty excited to see what we can do. We know it's a high yielding variety, so we'll be pushing it in several of our high yield attempts throughout this year. WB 1783, new from AgriPro in Dynamic. This is Pearl from WSU. Pearl has looked really nice in the early season plots that I've looked at it. Pretty excited about this one. It has some nematode resistance. Experimental coaxium variety, looking promising. New line out of Wazoo in Stingray. This is a clear field variety, positioned more for our intermediate. U of I Magic, always solid. From OSU 2x2 clear field line. And then Wazoo's Resilience, also clear field.